Ladies and gentlemen, pupils and staff, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our first virtual Foundation Day. Although COVID has had a profound impact on all of our lives this year, we wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate the Foundation's achievements and those of our pupils. We have maintained our traditional format for Foundation Day, so you are going to hear from our Chaplain, Reverend Warden, Mrs. Sanchez with her review of the last year and thoughts on the future, together with musical interludes and a glimpse of our co-curricular achievements. Our guest speaker is USHA RAMAN, headmistress of the Sri Jayendra School in India and our partner for the last 20 years. During the pandemic, we have seen our staff and pupils working together as a community, reinforcing that Mill Hill is a foundation with a heart. On behalf of our community, I'd like to express our gratitude to all the Foundation's academic and support staff. The past 6 months have seen dramatic changes to education and society, so I'd like to thank our team for their hard work, willingness to adopt new technologies, their flexibility and understanding, and their commitment to ensuring that the impact of the pandemic on the pupils' education was minimised. Across all 4 schools, the Foundation's executives have risen to the challenges of changes in government policy and the consequent impact on the operations of the school. I'd like to thank Mrs. Sanchez, Mrs. Simons, Mr. Roberts and Mrs. Bellotti, together with their senior leadership teams, for a remarkable year. They have excelled as they have led academic staff and pupils in the journey to online teaching, responded to concerns from across our community, and dealt with the complexities of reopening the schools and minimising the risk to the health and safety of our pupils and staff. My thanks to Mrs. Sanchez and her team for the extraordinary amount of additional work associated with the cancellation of public exams, the introduction of the centre assessment grades, the subsequent policy change, and the university admissions challenges. This year's exam results are the best we have seen in several years, but it is regretful that last year's leavers were unable to demonstrate their academic ability in the usual way. I take this opportunity to congratulate our leavers on their results and wish them much success in the future. We recognise that education is about far more than passing exams. It's about equipping young people with a set of values and skills to enable them to discover and celebrate their unique individuality and find their path to a successful and happy future. Our approach was commended in this year's Compliance and Education Quality inspection visit from the Independent Schools Inspectorate. I'm delighted to be able to report that Mill Hill School was assessed as excellent for pupils' personal development and good for the quality of the pupils' academic and other achievements. Mrs. Sanchez will be sharing more information on the Foundation's strategy for moving from good to excellent. At a time when many independent schools nationwide are facing an uncertain future, it is fantastic to see the Foundation so busy and vibrant, reinforcing the need for us to invest in the fabric of the schools. Here at Mill Hill, we have installed a new Astro pitch, reconfigured the sports hall spaces, refurbished several boarding areas and modernised the music school, and of course installed the necessary equipment to reopen safely. This is the start of a programme of investment in the senior school, and we will shortly be sharing more information on our plans for further investment in sports and science. In January, we welcomed Anthony Spencer as the Foundation's CEO. Anthony has had a hectic first couple of months, and we are thankful for his invaluable support and guidance. Before you hear from Mrs. Sanchez, I'd like to introduce the Chaplain.
It's lovely to be able to say a prayer at the beginning of this Foundation Day ceremony. It's a shame that I'm in chapel by myself and that we can't have our normal service and music in here, but that will return before too long, we trust. What I'd like to do is to light a candle in a moment on the altar here, a candle which I think is a symbol of who we are as individuals and the light we bring to life itself and the light we're going to bring to the life of this school through our love and our compassion and our thoughtfulness and our kindness to one another as we go through this year, this difficult year of great challenges that lie ahead, but one that is going to be exciting in all sorts of ways. And the prayer I've chosen will reflect that sense of vision and courage and determination as we embark on this year. So first, let me light the candle in a moment of silence as we all offer ourselves as individuals to this wonderful school that we may enrich and nourish its life. The prayer is a wonderful prayer from St. Francis Drake, and it's from our Mill Hill hymn book, which again we'll be singing from before too long, we hope. And the prayers at the front of the book are here to inspire us. This particular one is we've used before, and it's a wonderful thing as we embark on this year and we think about our vision, our renewed vision for this school and what we can be, and the courage that we need in order to fulfill that vision. So a prayer for ourselves as individuals and a prayer for our school. Disturb us, Lord, when we are too pleased with ourselves, when our dreams have come true, because we dreamed too little, because we sailed too close to the shore. Disturb us, Lord, to dare more boldly, to venture on wilder seas, where, losing sight of land, we shall find the stars. Help us to push back the horizons of our hopes, and so may we travel into the future together in strength and courage and love. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Warden. On this first ever Virtual Foundation Day, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you, Mr. Lipton, governors, fellow executives, current and former parents, friends and supporters, staff, pupils, the leavers of 2020, and Old Mill Hillians in the UK and around the world. I would particularly like to welcome our guest speaker, Mrs. Usha Raman, head of Sri Jayendra School in Tamil Nadu, in this, our 20th year of partnership. As we begin our first ever Virtual Foundation Day, I cannot help but reflect on how much has changed since the last one, and in doing so celebrate how much remains Mill Hill through and through, but also how much we as a community centred in education have learnt together in the face of the pandemic. I must begin by acknowledging the vital part played in making this virtual event possible by two leading lights of the Video Production Society, Upper Six pupils Cameron Fox and OMRE Omani, with the support and guidance of Mr. Lee MINETT. It is wonderfully symbolic that the various components of this videographic Foundation Day experience have been filmed, edited and produced by this remarkable pupil team of consummate professionals. The last academic year began quite normally. Keen to build upon the successes of the previous year and to prepare for the inevitable ISI inspection, there was much to do. Foundation Day and the Quarter Remembrance commemoration showcased the very best of Mill Hill, and the staff and pupils, united behind a common purpose, set to work. On Foundation Day, we celebrated the official opening of Winfield House. I was delighted to welcome back Mr. William Winfield, headmaster and CEO of Mill Hill School from 1996 to 2007, who attended the official opening of our new day house named in his honour. I have no doubt that Winfield parents and pupils will have gained a sense of the affection and respect which Mill Hill feels for Mr. Winfield, and how important it was for him to lay the foundations of the 8th day house in the history of the school. Our guest speaker and Old Mill Hillian Leanne Armitage gave a truly inspirational address, personifying the values that make Mill Hill School such a wonderful community. Now a qualified doctor, Leanne continues to support young people whose backgrounds, like her own, make careers in medicine particularly inaccessible. Our annual Call to Remembrance service is always a moving occasion, which last year was attended by 2 special guests from the National Memorial Arboretum, who laid a wreath in addition to those traditionally laid by the governors, the school, the Old Mill Hillians and the CCF. To mark the 125 fallen Old Mill Hillians from World War II and the Falklands War, our lower 6 pupils planted that number of bells on copper wire stems, each bearing its own name tag. The pupils' Guard of Honour performed their duties with admirable precision and reverence, and the Old Mill Hillians in attendance were particularly moved by the remembrance of names, which to some of them represented lost classmates. I could not imagine a more rewarding, productive and enjoyable first ever trip to the States than my visit in January. I gained a fascinating insight into how an educational agent workshop operates, with 2 full days of pre-scheduled appointments with over 30 agents from 20 countries and a day of seminars. Over the past 5 years, with the launch of the Mount Mill Hill International and an upscaling of Mill Hill School's own overseas recruitment, we have attended over 20 such events each year and built a strong Mill Hill brand in a wide range of global markets. The highlight of the visit was certainly the Old Mill Hillian dinners in Los Angeles and San Francisco. It was wonderful that at both events there were former pupils of mine whom I had known either in the classroom or in my capacity as Principal Deputy Head with responsibility for pastoral care. I was deeply moved to hear how big a part the gathered OMs felt their years at Mill Hill had played in their future successes and in the shaping of their characters. At the San Francisco dinner, we were also delighted to be joined by Charles Roberts, whose grandfather founded our prep school Belmont and whose father was its headmaster. He can make the unique claim that his time at Belmont started at birth. As I set off for the west coast of the USA in late January, little did I know what was in store for us all in the second half of the academic year. No sooner had I arrived in Los Angeles than the inspectors called and our long-awaited ISI inspection took place at Mill Hill, without its head. The SLT and staff rallied to the cause, resulting in a very pleasing outcome for Mill Hill School. All areas of regulatory compliance were met, and in the educational quality inspection, we received good in the judgment of the quality of the pupils' academic and other achievements, and excellent for the quality of the pupils' personal development. Whilst there is much praise in the report to note, elements worth acknowledging here include that pupils were described as confident, positive in outlook and self-aware, resilient, and as demonstrating a high level of moral awareness. Our focus now is to build on this positive outcome, focusing on moving from good to excellent in academic and other achievements. Just days before lockdown, I was pleased to receive a detailed review of Mill Hill School by the Good Schools Guide, based on a recent visit, which I think captures our ethos well and suggests that preparation for life, which is every school's mission, is one of our greatest strengths. A vibrant, buzzing school with a solid academic underpinning and an outstanding extracurricular programme producing confident, articulate, mature young people who start adult life solidly grounded, positive and well-informed. A very happy place to be is the consensus of parents and pupils. On Friday the 20th of March, the school closed, bringing significant new challenges in establishing a system that ensured the maintenance of a continued provision of education during the global pandemic. Creativity, resilience and flexibility were all brought to bear as we navigated these unprecedented and difficult times. Remote learning systems were trialled and tweaked, A-level and GCSE grades were generated and submitted to the examination boards, pastoral care systems were reviewed to ensure that all pupils received appropriate support, co-curricular activities moved online, and we worked tirelessly to keep the Mill Hill spirit alive. We supported local charities with PPE donations and food collections, and gave over our kitchens to make meals for NHS key workers. We offered education and pastoral support for the children of key workers and vulnerable children throughout the lockdown period, and opened our doors to the Remove and Lower Six pupils towards the end of June, when the government asked us to do so. And over the summer break, we developed our plans to reopen boarding houses from late August and the whole school from the 7th of September. Last year, we said farewell to several long-serving members of staff. At the end of the summer term, Peter Lawson retired after 31 years' service to the Foundation, formerly Head of Modern Languages, Housemaster of Priestley House, and most recently, Housemaster of Collinson. After 28 years in the school, Belinda Banks, formerly Housemistress of McClure, and most recently Head of DT, moved to an exciting new challenge in a fledgling school. David Proudlock left at the end of the autumn term after 19 years as Head of Drama. The debt owed to these long-serving members of staff by Mill Hill School and the pupils who have been taught by them is immeasurable. They leave a long-lasting legacy and all will be sorely missed. We also said farewell to Alex Fraser, who secured a well-deserved headship at Wolverhampton Grammar School after 8 years as Deputy Head Academic at Mill Hill, and welcomed Sam Bernstein as his successor. Sam was previously Assistant Head Teaching and Learning at South Hampstead High School. I would also like to pay tribute to Di Mills, who gave many years' service to the school in a number of administrative support roles, starting as the Head's PA under William Winfield, and concluding with over 10 years as the music department's administrator. The whole school community was deeply saddened by the death of Andrew Welsh, Old Belmontian, Old Mill Hillian, Life Guardian, Governor, and parents of 3 daughters who were educated in the Foundation. His contribution was remarkable, and our sincere condolences go to his family and to those other Foundation families who have suffered bereavement in the past year. With the national closure of schools in March, the cancellation of public examinations and the last-minute change to the grading systems, this year's results days were like no others. Whilst we celebrate a year of outstanding results, I do not underestimate the stress and disruption caused to last year's 5th form and upper 6 pupils, nor the uncertainties faced by those pupils taking public examinations next summer. At A-level, with 49% of all grades at A-star and A, compared with 38% last year, our pupils had much to be proud of. Academic staff worked very hard to secure the best outcomes in terms of higher education destinations for our pupils, who have now embarked on a wide range of courses at over 40 universities, both in the UK and overseas. At GCSE, we were pleased to see so many individual success stories in this year's results, not least because in addition to the excellent achievements at the top end of the grade range, there were many others which reflect personal endeavour and determination. The rigorous process we used for generating the centre assessment grades led us to a set of results that were very realistic. And with 63% of all GCSE passes at grades 9 to 7, compared to 57% last year, our pupils acquitted themselves very well. We remain proud of our broad academic range in both the 6th form and the lower school, and of our ability to bring out the best in pupils across the ability spectrum. It is not possible to do justice here to the vast number of activities which enrich the lives of our pupils and which we maintained in a virtual form during lockdown. However, highlights of the year have included the House Drama Festival, with pupils investing an enormous amount of effort into their entries. The final was hotly contested between Atkinson, Murray and Priestley, with the latter being victorious with their own adaptation of Alan Bennett's The History Boys. The quality of performance at the Faro singing competition this year was higher than ever, making the judges' job on the night nigh on impossible. The overall winners feature in the prize-giving ceremony in this presentation. With the general election taking place on the 12th of December, Mill Hill ran our own mock election the week before. Meticulous planning and organisation by Cameron Fox and OMRE URMANI, and skillful hosting by our own David Dimbleby in the form of Alexander Wallace ensured that the event was a huge success, providing a platform to our pupil candidates representing the full range of parties. The quality of the presentations, debate and response to close questioning from the candidates was impressive, highlighting a depth of understanding of the key issues facing politicians today and an ability to engage at the highest level. As in previous years, our Harvest Festival chapel service and subsequent donations of food and household goods was in support of homeless action in Barnet. In addition, the Foundation Fun Run was a popular inter-house event, raising funds for a Better Chance bursary campaign. One new tradition which we have established is the Mill Hill Christmas Markets initiative, housed in the Octagon. Day and boarding houses setting up their own Christmas-themed stalls, along with the Mill Hill Common Room and members of the Belmont Enterprise Group, all supported by hard-working members of the Mill Hill School Parents Association, who provided a gift-wrapping service. The event raised £1,900 for Macmillan Cancer Support. This year's Foundation fireworks, which are also a tribute to the loyalty and enthusiasm of our wonderful Parents Association, brought 1,600 of us together. Musical entertainment was provided by Grimsdale and Belmont's choirs, and there were upbeat numbers from the ever-popular jazz band and big band. I would like to thank all of those members of staff who gave their time and energy to providing an exceptional range of opportunities for our pupils last year. Here is a short montage of just a few of the many co-curricular activities that took place.
Good morning. We've got an idea. We're going to, whilst we're all at home, going to teach you how to play the recorder.
Some tricks for CCF camp.
First chord is a C chord.
Of all the tributes over the years from pupils who have participated in our Tamil Nadu partnership or our other partnerships in Ethiopia, Nicaragua, Zimbabwe or Zambia, the one that comes up most often is life-changing. And our privilege as educators is indeed to change lives, whether through intense experiences such as those offered by our partnerships, or the organic process in which our pupils each navigate their unique journey from childhood through adolescence to become adults. The themes of our Guest of Honour's speech echo our own principles, encouraging pupils to set ambitious goals, both academically and in their co-curricular activities, and above all, to go out into the world with the aim of making their contribution to their own communities and beyond, happy and confident in themselves and mindful of the well-being of others. The initial letter of our pillars, or guiding principles as a school, stands for pride, which can be defined as confidence and self-respect as expressed by members of a group. As head, I cannot imagine feeling prouder of all that Mill Hill stands for than reflecting back on the events and activities of the past academic year, both in school and in the wider community, in these most challenging of times. We now come to the prize-giving ceremony, which begins with me taking the opportunity to recognise the superb contribution and work of the senior monitors carried out during the last academic year. In line with our annual tradition, Amelia Barzilay, Alfie Chikali, Katie Sayelis, Bardia Gugani, Ching Kwok and Noah Zenius are presented with a framed picture of the school. Another traditional element of our Foundation Day celebration is the formal presentation of the Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Cowan Award and James Berwin Presentation Sword. This year's recipient is Senior Cadet Liv Arshad, who will receive her award in the traditional way. Now that we have negotiated the trickiest element of the prize-giving ceremony, I will read out the names of those pupils who are recipients of named prizes. To ensure the smooth running, the citations for the prizes are written in your programme. I will therefore only announce the name of the prize and the prize winner. Following this, the names of the academic subject prize winners and the 4th form and 6th form scholars and award holders will be celebrated on screen. The Old Mill Hillians Club President's Prize, the Senior Pearce Prize for Art and the 6th form Choral Prize are awarded to Francesca Graville. The Old Mill Hillians Club Prize, the Old Mill Hillians Livery Association Upper 6th Form Prize for History and a Heads Prize are awarded to Alfie Chikali. The Ramsey Award, a Heads Prize and the Senior Sire Prize for Strings are awarded to Ching Kwok. The Alison Hampton Memorial Prize is awarded to Amelia Barzilay. Heads Prizes are awarded to Charles Bertolotti, Jacob Carroll, Agnes Shipati, Katie Sayelis, Henry Gibson, Oliver Hart, Rasha Hassan, Oliver Hill, Pavan Malde, Mitio Mohammedian, Carola Profeta, Cameron Robbins, Sylvia Richards, William Sales, Shreya Sharma, Braden Thompson and Danielle Zaman Abbas. The Johnson Award, the Busher Speech and Drama Award and a Heads Prize are awarded to Leonardo Shaw. The Martin Wolfe Memorial Prize is awarded to Frederick de Mol van Otterloo. The Hamilton Bailey Memorial Prize is awarded to Cahill Oriagba. The Simpson Memorial Prize and the Middlesex Regiment Prize are awarded to Rachel Cummings. The Lefevre Prize is awarded to Kenna Esipisu. The Amit Hindocha Prize is awarded privately. The George Christodoulou Award and a Heads Prize are awarded to Bardia Gugani. The Anant Parekh Prize for Academic Achievement, the Arthur Jubber Memorial Prize for Science, the Senior Angela Rumbold Prize for Leadership and a Heads Prize are awarded to Noah Zenios. The Old Mill Hillians Senior Literary Prize and a Heads Prize are awarded to Oscar Isaacs. The Old Mill Hillians Junior Literary Prize is awarded to Holly Vaswani. The Old Mill Hillians Lodge Prize for Geography is awarded to Billy Travers. The Old Mill Hillians Livery Association Lower Sixth Form Prize for History is awarded to Alexander Wallace. The Alan Phimister Prizes for History are awarded to Joseph Sutton and Amy Fluet. The Edward Sheffield Prize for Classics and a Heads Prize are awarded to Isabel Nash. The Eric Dangerfield Senior Prize for Mathematics is awarded to Georgesh Konesh. The Eric Dangerfield Junior Prize for Mathematics is awarded to Thomas Kelly. The Walter Knox Prize for Chemistry is awarded to Dan Rose. The Gregory Prize for Chemistry is awarded to Samuel Seaman. The Fraser Prize for an Aspiring Modern Linguist is awarded to Talia Ishmael. The McClure Music Prize and a Heads Prize are awarded to Ellen Baumring Gledhill. The Senior Richard Lister Franks Prize and a Heads Prize are awarded to Eleanor Dearden. The Junior Richard Lister Franks Prize is awarded to Katie Skelly. The Junior Sire Prize for Strings is awarded to Nathan Ung. The Charles Farrow Prize for Singing and a Heads Prize are awarded to Daisy Martin. The Helmore Vocal Prize is awarded to Amma Riss. A Sixth Form Choral Prize is awarded to Sona Visavadia. The Walter Isaac Prize for Music is awarded to Oliver Pelham. The Senior Gundry Composition Prize is awarded to Ethan Lieber. The Junior Gundry Composition Prize is awarded to Wilfie Griffin. The William Parkin Music Prize is awarded to Sam de Laval. The Junior Pierce Prize for Art is awarded to Spencer Hallett Wells. Gemini Art Prizes for Collage are awarded to Sienna Turner and Romy Goldstein. The prize for a portfolio of drawings is awarded to Tate Lau. The Swin Prize for Graphics is awarded to Andrea Theodorou. The Lanford Prize for Design is awarded to Hugo Mutkin. The Timpson Prize for Manufacturing is awarded to Alexandros Theodorou. The Otto Kellerman Memorial Prize for DT Innovation is awarded to Chintan Mistry. An Arkwright Scholarship is awarded to Nathan Simon. The Drama Technical Prize is awarded to Jasper Isaacs. The Digital Literacy Award is awarded to Kirill Seaton. The Alan Toulson Cup for Enterprise and Innovation is awarded to Madeline Scott and Chloe Courts. The Roger Graham Award for Information Technology is awarded to Jonathan Gantman. The Zach Permut Award is awarded to Luke Mercier. The Harvey Cup for Charity Fundraising is awarded to OMRE Omani and Kit Nyman McKnight. The Junior Angela Rumbold Prize for Leadership is awarded to George Woodings. The Anupa Soni Award is awarded to HESSAM GHAZI. The Unsung Hero Award is awarded to Liv Arshad. The Interhouse Shield is awarded to Murray House. The Nicholas Proper Cup is awarded to Pavan Malde. The Aguila Salva is awarded to Florin Kay. The G. Ainsworth Waits Prize is awarded to Theodore Sonning. The Sam Duckworth Award is awarded to Jasmine Garsky. The McAdam Shield is awarded to Fraser Palmer. I would now like to invite our guest of honour, Mrs. Usha Raman, Headmistress and co-founder of Sri Jayendra School in Tamil Nadu, to make her address. And following this, to invite our senior monitors, Jessie Byrne, HESSAM GHAZI and Oliver Clements, to give their speeches.
the wonderful headmistress of this great school, the esteemed governors of this exemplary institution, pupils, staff, and parents, both former and present, it's a great pleasure and privilege to be part of this Mill Hill School Foundation Day celebrations today. Today, as we commemorate the 213 years history of this exemplary institution, we also celebrate the 20 years of partnership between Mill Hill School and Sri Jayendra. I'm extremely happy to share my thoughts, views, and feelings about this beautiful relationship on this special occasion. Thank you, dear Mrs. Sanchez, for providing this virtual platform to me. This partnership, a brainchild of Mr. William Winfield, the former headmaster of Mill Hill School, is very, very special. It is special because it has defeated the barriers of distance and boundaries to connect two different schools in two different nations, bringing together young minds and people across the world, spreading love, goodwill, and transforming the lives of many children who are less privileged. Mere words cannot reveal the strength and sentiments of this beautiful relationship, yet I will try my best to convey how priceless and precious this partnership is to all of us at Sri Jayendra by turning the pages of our history. 40 years ago, when my two daughters got to school age, there was no good school in Shankarnagar. I had two options before me, either to leave the place or to start a school in Shankarnagar. I opted for the second because a school in Shankarnagar would not only benefit my children, but many other children in the community. My friend, Mrs. Nirmal Ramaratinam, joined hands with me in this mission, and we together started Sri Jayendra School in the year 1981 in a small way, with just 3 classes and 55 children in a small rented building. Thus started our journey in the service of education, but then the journey was not easy. We two ladies had to fight against all odds. But all that we could achieve in the initial years was to run the school in small rented houses and under thatched sheds, converting our kitchens into laboratories. Our children used to pray for a good school building every morning in the assembly. It took more than a decade for us to finally succeed in constructing a mere concrete structure with a few classrooms where we could accommodate our first batch of children for a few days before they completed their schooling and left the school. This is what we were till year 2000, but then this is what we are today. In the last 20 years, we've been able to entirely transform the total ambience of our school. In a place where there was no school 40 years ago, Jayendra now stands apart with excellent infrastructure, benefiting the 3,000 pupils who now study in our school from kindergarten to 12th standard. The beautiful buildings that you see here are not mere bricks and mortar. They're all chronicles in stone. They speak volumes about the fine relationships, the priceless connections, and the generous funding support that this partnership brought along with it. Moreover, these changes are not mere material transformation. They are changes which have helped to transform the attitude of our pupils. Our pupils now look up with pride at their school. They believe that they are equal to the best in the world. They've started to excel in all dimensions. They've started to think big, to touch new horizons. I strongly believe that this will have a positive impact on their lives, their families, and the society at large in the future. Education alone can alleviate poverty and transform lives. By coming together, we have been able to touch and transform the lives of many underprivileged children who have no access or limited access to education. Around 300 pupils who hail from economically backward homes and socially deprived communities now study in Sri Jayendra, mainly with the sponsorship support received from the Mill Hill community. You'll be happy to know that many of these children who have completed their schooling in Sri Jayendra with your support are today well placed in the society, pursuing their career both in India and abroad. One remarkable thing that this partnership enabled us to achieve happened in the period following the Boxing Day tsunami of 2004 that hit the Indian coasts and their communities with a tragic impact. Within a few months of this catastrophe, the entire Mill Hill community, past and present, parents, pupils, and teachers of all 3 of the foundation schools raised enough funds to save and rehabilitate children worst hit by the disaster. This generous funding support enabled us to provide asylum to around a dozen children from a tsunami-hit village near Chennai. These children were less than 10 years when we brought them under our care. None of them knew how to read or write. The youngest were barely able to even dress themselves. It is so satisfying that all of them have completed their schooling and have grown into charming, talented adults. The older ones have completed their degree courses. They are the first graduates of the fishing village, and they are proud to be that. The younger ones are continuing their education in universities. The rehabilitation program is now an ongoing project. We've recently taken a few children from the same fishing village. Another remarkable speciality of this partnership is that it has paved the way for teachers and students exchanges. It's a great privilege for our teachers and also for me to visit Mill Hill School and experience the school curriculum in an advanced country like England. The experiences and ideas that we gain at Mill Hill have helped us to transform, bring about positive changes in the teaching standards and strategies of our school. Moreover, these visits helped us to acquire new friends and new connections. Nirmal and I deeply cherish our visit to Mill Hill School during its bicentenary celebrations, which gave us the opportunity of meeting a member of the royal family, the Countess of Wessex. Such moments in our lives would have been impossible without this partnership. Similarly, this whole school photograph, which includes Nirmal and me in it, and the beautiful murals left behind by the art teachers of Mill Hill School in Sri Jayendra, are all static expressions of the dynamic emotions and the inclusive feel that this partnership generates. And finally, coming to the best part of it, Mill Hill's visit to Sri Jayendra, which I consider to be an unparalleled annual event. June and July are the much awaited months in Sri Jayendra because this is the time when Mill Hillians visit us. During their 3-week stay, so much is being given, shared and exchanged. Our campus bubbles with joy, happiness, and reverberates with a spirit which I feel is the synergy of children of different nations coming together. Both the teachers and the pupils of Mill Hill School contribute so much during their stay. The volume of transactions, emotional, cultural, and educational that take place in our campus cannot be contained in words. Our children simply admire the English lessons of Mill Hillians. This helps to improve the campus English of our school. But beyond that, a special bond of affection, love, develops between Mill Hillians and our pupils. Our pupils start respecting the people and culture of another country, which I believe is a very, very important value that education should be able to achieve in this shrinking world, which calls for universal harmony. Finally, when the time comes for Mill Hillians to leave, we always part with a heavy heart. Mill Hillians leaving behind nostalgic memories and their footprints in our hearts. This is the mystic miracle of this beautiful relationship. A small seed of friendship sown at the dawn of this millennium has grown into a beautiful blossoming tree, spreading its fragrance. Past success sows the seeds of hope for the future. Let us create new opportunities, build new avenues and new platforms to strengthen this relationship and to make this world a better place. Finally, before I conclude, I extend my sincere thanks to Mrs. Jean Sanchez for nurturing this beautiful relationship. I thank Mr. William Winfield for creating this wonderful bond. I thank Mr. Paul Bickerdike, a former teacher of this wonderful school, without whom this link would not have happened. I thank all the governors for their unflinching support. I thank each and every one of you for making this possible. Before closing, I close saying, dear Mill Hillians, you are very, very special to us. You have a very special place deep in our hearts. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for everything. Thank you.
I would like to start by thanking Mrs. RAMAN for her incredibly warm and heartfelt speech. Her determination and drive to transform the lives of thousands of underprivileged children in her community should be an inspiration to us all to think big, have pride in our school, and have an enormous amount of gratitude for our education. This year commemorates the 20-year partnership between Mill Hill School and Sri Jayendra. The strong bond between the two schools is evident through our Tamil Nadu partnership trip. Pupils from our respective schools learn from each other through education and experiencing different cultures, insights that without this partnership we may have not had the opportunity to discover. I'm sure that this wonderful partnership will continue and the lives of many pupils will continue to be transformed through education, as Sri Jayendra has such a meaningful connection with Mill Hill School. In a wider perspective, it is evident that a sense of community is a vital part of our school life at Mill Hill. Pupils and teachers alike play a vital role in creating a unified atmosphere at Mill Hill, through lessons, games and activities, whereby each individual makes a unique contribution to the school. Mill Hill plays a significant role in working to improve the wider community, through activities such as Charity Committee, Eco-Society and connecting with neighbouring schools such as St Paul's Primary School and Coptal Secondary School. A sense of community was ever present during the period of remote learning. Through a time when pupils and staff are physically apart, Mill Hill managed to create a sense of unity through online lessons, whereby communication between pupil and teacher was maintained, and activities continued, ensuring we stayed active and engaged in school life. An incredible welfare team worked hard to support all pupils, ensuring we were coping during this difficult time. I think this challenging period enlightened us all to appreciate the real importance of our school community and the privilege we as pupils have in attending Mill Hill.
Moving from Iran to the UK and becoming a boarder many miles from home was the beginning of my journey as a Mill Hillian. The Mount Mill Hill International provided my perfect starting point in the Mill Hill family of schools, offering as it does a one-year GCSE course which suited my needs perfectly. There, I received a very warm welcome and an excellent academic foundation, and 2 years on, I am now gearing up for A-levels this summer and beyond that for university. Life in our boarding community of up to 190 pupils representing over 30 nationalities provides the ideal preparation for life beyond Mill Hill, nurturing independence, building confidence, and fostering an acceptance of and interest in other cultures. We learn to manage our schoolwork, stay healthy and thrive, constantly interacting with our diverse community. A couple of months into my boarding career, I began to notice cultural differences and learned how to embrace these. Over time, I've been lucky enough to develop many great friendships and to build a network of like-minded people from all over the world. I'm not surprised to learn that there are active groups of old Mill Hillians in all corners of the world, meeting socially and linking professionally. My experience as a boarder has been a brilliant preparation for university and the world of work, providing numerous personal skills that employers are looking for. We need to balance our individual needs and interests with those of the boarding community to get involved and encourage others to be involved. We form our own personal opinions whilst respecting those of others. We value humility whilst also aiming high. 2020 was not the easiest year for the boarding community, with the challenges of remote learning, quarantine requirements and social distancing. However, taken out of our comfort zone, our resilience has been tested further than ever, as has our adaptability. We, the Mill Hill boarding community, are stronger than ever and better prepared than ever for what may lie ahead. In a world that seems increasingly divided, it's perhaps not our differences that are most striking, but our similarities. We share interests, live, eat, laugh and learn together. It's hard to think of another setting in which this harmony exists. Ultimately, in many ways, we are the same. We have the same hopes and fears. And when we leave Mill Hill, we will take this sense of unity out into the world.
Beginning my journey 15 years ago and moving through Grimsdale, Belmont and finally onto Mill Hill. The foundation has really been a second home to me, and I've grown up along the Ridgeway. As I begin my last year and start to do everything for the final time, I've been reflecting more and more on the journey that has led me to where I am today. Starting at such a young age, I clearly had no say in the decision for me to join Grimsdale, but as the years have gone by, I've grown increasingly attached to Mill Hill, and I couldn't see myself anywhere else. I really feel that the school offers a unique experience that isn't available anywhere else. I've learned that at Mill Hill, it's about exploring the endless opportunities available and finding out what you are genuinely passionate about. Mill Hill is not just somewhere where I've gained an education. Instead, I feel the school produces well-rounded and real-world ready pupils, and it does this partly through the diversity of co-curricular opportunities available. The school is all about opportunity and provides plenty for pupils to get involved with. I think back to how long ago the fourth form feels, and all I've managed to do in the time since then. My Mill Hill journey has been characterised by formative experiences, and they'll be what I remember most when I leave. Whether it's the small things like coach journeys on a Saturday morning to schools in the middle of nowhere to play rugby, or the big stuff like winning house drama, every experience has helped to make my Mill Hill journey so unique and enjoyable. For me, the CCF played a huge role in my time at Mill Hill, and the experiences I've had have been so great. The activities within the CCF are so diverse, from flying with RAF pilots to black tie dinners in London, to lying in a field with a rifle firing at an approaching enemy. Through all these unique opportunities, I've not only really enjoyed myself, but gained valuable organisational, team building and leadership skills. However, it's not just the activities that make the CCF what it is, it's the people as well. The mix of years really creates a feeling of whole school community and puts you in situations where you spend time with people you probably wouldn't otherwise. I feel that the school has helped to grow my confidence, and without this, I would not have been able to take the chances I have throughout my time, and my life would be very different. In the fourth form, when choosing subjects for GCSE, I took a considerable risk and decided to choose to study computer science, a subject which I'd never studied previously. I ended up liking it so much that I now plan to study at a university next year. Mill Hill has certainly encouraged me to discover and develop my passions and helped me to realise the path I would like to follow. So if you take away anything from this, let it be the importance of getting involved in as much as possible. Because once you're in my situation with A-levels looming, you'll really wish you could start it all again and do even more. Take every opportunity you can and enjoy your time in the foundation, because it goes by a lot quicker than you would expect, even if you're here for 15 years like me.
I would like to offer my own thanks to USHA for her inspirational address and to express my gratitude to the senior monitors for their excellent contribution on this important day. Turning now to the future, with so much behind us to be proud of, I have a clear sense of my 3 key priorities as I lead the school in the coming years through what I hope will be looked back on as a phase of significant and exciting development. At the very heart of school life lies our pupils' academic work, both in and beyond the curriculum and the classroom. I have spoken of our admirable examination results, the impressive range of our leavers' destinations, and the positive observations made in our inspection report and by the Good Schools Guide. Academically, we are indeed a good school. However, as we look to the future, we will settle for nothing short of excellence in this, our core purpose. To find the key to achieving this, my first goal, we would do well to reflect on our school motto, Et virtutem et musas, instilling values, inspiring minds, bringing together as it does the twin virtues of intellectual aspiration and the development of character, and which, in combination, ensure that Mill Hill pupils are fully enabled to make their own unique impact on the world beyond school. In his book, Much Promise, Barnaby Lennon takes a close look at the research into the factors that seem to improve the academic outcomes for pupils. Interestingly, 2 things that do not appear to have much impact are class sizes and setting by ability, yet both are factors that are often given disproportionate weight when evaluating a school's ability to deliver results. Unsurprisingly, the evidence strongly points to the quality of teaching as the main driver in promoting learning. More precisely, teachers' content knowledge and the quality of instruction, in other words, the craft of the classroom. Mill Hill boasts a professional and dedicated teaching body who are loyal to the school and committed to achieving the best outcomes for their pupils in their care. However, if we are to move from good to excellent in the judgment of the quality of pupils' academic and other achievements, we must focus on delivering a greater level of consistency in aspects of our practice. It is for this reason that in seeking to maximise the outcomes for all Mill Hill pupils, my primary focus in the coming years will be on investment in the continued professional development of the teaching and pupil-facing support staff, and on the recruitment of only the most talented teachers to join the Mill Hill staff. I am also wholly committed to continuing to provide the opportunity, where possible, to train and nurture aspiring teachers, affording them the chance to complete their PGC qualification and NQT induction here, and, in doing so, provide training of the highest quality to ensure that we prepare and nurture the next generation of inspirational and dedicated professionals. I am pleased to say that this work has already begun. Mrs. Sam Bernstein, the newly appointed Deputy Head Academic, brings with her a wealth of experience in the promotion of excellence in teaching and learning, and she is already working closely with fellow senior managers and heads of department to develop a shared vision for academic success. Dr. Adam Morton also joined the senior leadership team at the start of the academic year, in the newly created senior position that will focus specifically on staff development and well-being, mirroring the pupil development and well-being role undertaken by Miss Jade Boyle. The creation of this particular role, coupled with my intention to further refine the leadership and management support structures, signposts my genuine commitment to investing in people to achieve excellent outcomes for our pupils, whilst also providing outstanding opportunities for professional development and career progression for our staff. And finally, it must be said that our pupils have a significant role to play in their own success. In striving for excellence, it is important that all of our pupils set themselves the most ambitious of goals for their academic work. Just as I believe wholeheartedly in the principle of healthy bodies engendering healthy and happy minds, I also see a strong link between exhibiting the personal qualities of pride, positivity and perseverance in one's work and achieving excellent academic outcomes. Throughout his tenure, former headmaster Sir John McClure was the architect of an unrivalled building programme, overseeing the construction of some of the school's most iconic buildings. In February 2022, it will be 100 years since he died, and what better tribute to this great man than for me to champion the most ambitious building programme seen at Mill Hill since the Fayville building was opened by William Winfield in 2007. I have also taken inspiration from USHA RAMAN, who has demonstrated just what can be achieved with vision, determination, resilience and the unwavering support of those around her. Sri Jayendra is indeed an impressive school that has evolved year on year to sit proudly as it does on its beautiful and well-proportioned site, each building thoughtfully constructed and each square inch fully utilised to maximise the outcomes for its 3,000 pupils. Developing our buildings is born of an aspiration and necessity as the school role has continued to grow in recent years, with Mill Hill attracting increasing numbers of pupils and with more of our own fifth form opting to remain with us post-GCSE. We are, increasingly, a school of choice in a competitive field. Though there have been many changes and improvements to the Mill Hill site in the recent past, most have been in the form of repurposing, redevelopment and refurbishment, as with the developments to the sixth form centre and the day and boarding houses. However, the time is now right for an increasingly ambitious building programme. It is fitting that this has begun with the redevelopment of the McClure Music School, which was finished in time for the start of the academic year, and the improvements to the sports facilities, notably with the relaying of the new AstroTurf pitch, improved lighting, a new sports hall floor and associated facilities, and the development of a new fitness suite. As I said at the start of my speech, it has been a busy year. However, the best is yet to come in the shape of further repurposing of key buildings to accommodate spaces for learning, study, recreation and co-curricular activities. And as Mr. Lipton has said, we are looking to develop our science and sports facilities to ensure that they are of the highest quality, These are indeed exciting times, and I'm fully committed to achieving as many of these goals as is practicable within the lifetime of our current pupils. In short, my second key priority as we look forward is buildings. If McClure were here today, I hope he would approve of my vision, and I certainly hope I do justice to his legacy. One thing is for sure, my commitment to developing the fabric of the school estate for the benefit not only of our current pupils, but for generations to come, will be unwavering, and you can be sure that I do not take this responsibility lightly. Having adopted the rule of 3 in determining my priorities, it seems appropriate in a school to apply the alphabet too. With A for academic aspiration and B for buildings, my third target is C for community. As with Sri Jayendra, the sense of community at Mill Hill is very much alive, whether in the One Foundation concept which links our 4 schools, the lively interaction between pupils and staff, our connections with local schools such as Copthall, Saracens High and Mill Hill County High School, and with local clubs, or the fundraising and other charitable activities, including the provision of bursary support to enable deserving pupils to benefit from a Mill Hill education, regardless of family means. As mentioned earlier in reference to my trip to the States in January, our Old Mill Hillian network actively demonstrates the maxim, once a Mill Hillian, always a Mill Hillian, with the OMs at home and abroad forming a cornerstone of our community, offering work experience and access to a global, professional and social network for our pupils. We are deeply touched and honoured that Mrs. Usha Raman has joined us for this historic first ever Virtual Foundation Day, and whilst we would have loved to have seen her at Mill Hill in person, this online approach ensures the longevity of her moving and inspiring words. In borrowing one small extract from Usha's speech, I would like to echo the self-same sentiment which she expresses so eloquently. Past success sows the seeds of hope for achieving more in the future. Let us together create new opportunities, new platforms and new avenues that will help this relationship to flourish further and make this world a better place. What better example of putting the concept of community into practice than our wonderful overseas partnerships, both in India and Africa. As the name suggests, there is a great mutuality of benefit. May they grow and develop in the way that Usha describes for many years to come. Even before the global pandemic descended on the world this year, we found ourselves in an age of mounting pressures facing young people, whether through the endlessly demanding and distorting looking glass of social media, the uneasy geopolitical environment in which diplomacy can be replaced by tweets, or the anxieties and injustices exemplified in the Black Lives Matter or Extinction Rebellion movements. Now, more than ever, we need to come together as a school, as a community, as a nation, and as a world, and I do not underestimate the challenges that this presents. A simple word like kindness, often referred to in the foundation schools, resonates like never before as a guiding principle. Organisations are increasingly adopting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as they seek to raise awareness of the social and environmental impact of the way we operate as communities, whether on a local or an international scale. At Mill Hill, we have identified 5 of the goals that we feel are particularly relevant to our work and which we will incorporate in appropriate ways in our educational provision. Good health and well-being, quality education, reduced inequalities, peace, justice and strong institutions, and partnerships for the goals. And I look forward to giving an update on how we have achieved real outcomes from this new ambition. In summary, over the next 5 years, my commitment is to creating the spaces and the learning environment and ethos necessary to move the school from good to excellent in its outcomes for pupils, in the quality of their academic and other achievements, without compromising the levels of excellence in other areas. In doing so, I will not lose sight of the Mill Hill's overall aims and ethos. We are a school with a great tradition of providing a values-based education which promotes breadth and balance and nurtures potential in any field, whilst also celebrating individuality within a safe and supportive community. We are a school that also looks beyond its own walls to promote opportunities for others through meaningful partnerships. These are, indeed, exciting times. I would like to end by thanking all of those who make up the Mill Hill community for being a part of it and for attending this virtual Foundation Day. I hope that you will feel that the sun has metaphorically shone down on the occasion, as it so often has over the years. My particular thanks go to my loyal and supportive senior leadership team, to all the staff at Mill Hill School, and to my fellow executives and the Court of Governors. I look forward to a positive and successful coming year, and am pleased to hand over now to the Chairman of the Court of Governors, Mr. ELLIOT Lipton. But before I do, I have a final treat for you. Take it away, Nathan.
My baby don't care for shows. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for high-tone places. Liz Taylor is not his style, and even Lana Turner's smile is something you can see. My baby don't care who knows. My baby just cares for me. Baby, my baby don't care for shows, and he don't even care for clothes. He cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for, he don't care for high-tone places. Liz Taylor is not his style, and even Liberace's smile is something he can't see. I wonder what's wrong with baby. My baby just cares for, my baby just cares for, my baby just cares for me.
I hope you have enjoyed our first Virtual Foundation Day. I would like to express my thanks to my colleague governors who have given their time and expertise throughout the year to ensure the continued success and good governance of the Foundation. On behalf of the governors and all at Mill Hill, I hope that you and your families come through these difficult times in good health and good heart. Thank you for watching.
Go!
Baby, my baby don't care for show, and he don't even care for clothes. He cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for, he don't care for high-tone places. Liz Taylor is not his style, and even Liberace smile is something he can't see. I wonder what's wrong with baby. My baby just cares for, my baby just cares for, my baby just cares.